Alright, everybody, we're about to let's see what we got here. Some notices, right? This notice says, may you have walls for the wind and a roof for the rain. And sides, laughter. Those you love. All at heart. A little small for me. Perfect. Memorial services for Evelyn Ackland will be held in Northfield Church Parish, 3 p.m. sharp. Note to parishioners, flower arrangers, please no plastic flowers. Mr. Russet almost lost consciousness after throwing the last ones on the church bonfire. Please let us not kill the church board. Foundations built upon the Anglo-Saxon settlement and chapel. Tower built upon the existing foundations by Ugaf the third, and a nave was extended from. I was going to say a new wave. The nave was extended from an original building in 13. Interior features Elizabethan carved late around 15. Many stained glass windows in good, reasonable condition. Gothic carved roofs separates the south aisle chapel. The tomb of Nicholas Gurney, carved from elven stone, Atlantic style around 1780. Northfield Parish Church is open all day, every day to promote quiet content, not open at nighttime. And an opportunity for prayer. Please note that the building is not a playground. Graffiti artists will be persecuted. And more. Please treat the building with the respect the religious site has existed here for 2,000 years. For detailed services, vicar, we can be found in vestry during daytime. Notice has names not given. Or if you want to locate burial, find a grave, or learn graveyard crafting, or get your hands dirty, please speak to Mr. Russet. He can always be found hovering around graveyard. You'll find it interesting. I'm gonna give a spoiler in a little while. Keep note of the person's name that's buried. That's going to have a memorial service. Evelyn. Foundation built upon an Anglo-Saxon settlement and chapel. Ooh, so they basically desecrated us.
Perfect. This will capture any visitors or paranormal phenomena.
Motion.
The Black Death comes to East Anglia. Ugh, morbid.
Probably the plague. I can't read the rest of it. It's too small on this particular screen. But if you're interested in me reading all the books in this game in different character voices, I will be glad to do so in a separate video. Just post in the comments. Say, read them, give me voices. Do so. Read them books. Okay. What's that? Okay. We have easy peasy. It's going crazy. Let's see.
There's definitely something. I should listen to the recording. Is that?
That is the name. Thomas Agar. One moment, everybody. Sorry, just wanted to balance the game sound. I just realized the game sounds probably a little bit louder than me. So yes, got Thomas Agar right there, right? Can we can't take a photograph of it because we don't have it. Oh, we already did that. So let's see. Maybe we can get another voice, huh? Another recording. Yeah. I doubt it though. Yeah, nothing. We would have gotten something by now. Cool, cool. So let's continue to explore the church. In there. Yeah, I thought that would be showing us the pew. But no, the pew would be over there. Anyway, we're gonna go this way first. Nothing. Doesn't look like we're getting anything on that either. You know, in some locations, he'll say nothing, or try another recorder, or try another thing, but he doesn't do that on this one. On some of them, at least from what I've noticed in the church location, he doesn't do that. But you get that kind of a sound right there. It's yeah, this thing here. Yeah, we're gonna see something real spooky coming up in a few moments. Not here though. I don't think we catch anything here.
Nothing.
Yeah, we didn't catch anything. Okay. One moment. We're gonna search the rest of the church. Get ready, my fellow friends. Get ready to get spooky. Get ready to get scared. Oh, not yet. This part will be alright. Oh, hold on.
The carving features 2 medieval ladies and a coat of arms carved into slate.
We can't do anything
The
with
carving
that coat of arms right now, but we will need that. Will be important later. Ah.
The shelf is peppered with dead flies. Some still twitch with the last remnants of life. The shelf is...
Twitch.
The other church is a mystery to me. Perhaps I should keep that in mind.
Our recorder thing snapped. So we're gonna go and get that first.
The camera has captured something.
What did it capture? Ooh, it's like that sneaky coiled up snake, or a number 3 made all wacky. But it looks cool. Kind of looks like the snake in Reese's place at the Celtic Corner. Something to check out. Yes, there's something there. Yes, we will check that out in a bit.
That's not right.
See what we can get up here first. There's an orb.
What on earth is that?
Orb activity.
This could be orb activity.
Yes, sir. Doesn't camera go all over the place even while he's holding it still?
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
I don't think we're getting anything. We should be hearing. We'll give it another minute. Yeah, okay, nothing heard it. Doesn't sound quite like that, but you get the drift, I think.
That's not right.
That's what I was trying to get, okay.
That's not right. The statue's hands appear to be missing.
Oh, yeah, we won't be able to record anything. Okay. There's one more thing to check.
These panels should have some sort of decoration or carving. They have been worn smooth.
So,
These panels...
the coat of arms are missing. Like
It's
this
a coat of arms.
Alright, now let's get to the good stuff.
The choir stalls are empty. That's not right. There's definitely something. I should listen to the recording.
We'll listen to it in a moment. First, watch. Watch closely. Watch carefully. The man wandering the back. Yeah! Oh, really scary. Let's scare the very first time. I was not expecting to just show up and be like walking by us. I was waiting for him to like pop up or slap us. Yeah, that's like, yeah. It gets much more jumpier if you're watching it in the middle of the night. In the darkness. The house is quiet, it's all dark. Even the room is dark and there's nobody else about. You just get that eerie feeling. I know you all know what I'm talking about.
That's not right.
That won't work there. I don't think there's anything else. I think this is the same thing. Yeah, same
That's not
location.
right.
There's nothing else here, but there is something else here.
The tapestry features 3 crowns. A link. A definite link to the legend. I must be getting close. That's not right.
Let's see. Do we record anything? Those eyes. Piercing. Evil. Staring back. Anything? Don't think I'm getting anything. I'll give it another minute. Where? Ooh. Where? Nope. Nothing. That won't work.
I could help you find it.
Oh, bless you, dear little man.
Can you tell me what it is you're looking for?
Can you tell me what we are looking for?
If I could, I would. I simply can't remember. I just know that I need it, and it's terribly important.
Well, where did you leave it?
Well, where did you leave it?
It's around here somewhere. Oh, then again, let me think. Where would I have put something so important? My memory is not what it was.
When did you lose it?
Ah, I believe I lost it between Wednesday and Friday.
Bye for now.
Feel free to wander God's house.
Now remember, he lost it between Wednesday and Friday. Well, what did we see that referenced a day?
Thursday. The vicar lost Thursday.
The vicar.
Good
He lost
afternoon, Vicar.
Thursday.
May I speak with you?
Oh, very well, if you must. But time and tide wait for no man.
I found this on the notice board. It appears to be a service plan for next Thursday.
Oh, dearie me, yes, I lost Thursday. I'm always losing Thursday. Bless you, young man. My week is complete. Oh, goodness, I'm late delivering Thursday to the flower arrangers. The WI women create the most lovely arrangements. A true symphony of petal, bud, and leaf. Take Thursday and give it to Nanny Noah. She'll know what to do.
Yes, I'm sure I can do that. I was planning to return to Saxon once my business here is finished.
Business? Oh, how very odd. What business?
Does the name Ager mean anything to you?
Ager? Ager, Yes, that name does ring a bell. Let me see.
I believe
To such a worthwhile cause, people tend to accept. No questions asked.
Did Thomas Ager have a large family?
The Agers were a very large family in Thomas's time. Slowly the family number decreased and finally vanished some years ago. William was the last, poor wretched soul. He drove himself to an early grave, you know. He was in a terrible state. The family line was drawing to a close, and he feared there would be nobody to carry the family name. I always sensed that he carried with him a terrible burden, a secret of some description. Perhaps it was a family secret, passed down from one generation to the next. I dare say old Thomas Ager would have shared the burden in his time. But that is all in the past, and we must always look to the future.
He said we all must always live to the future, right?
Did Thomas Ager have a large family?
The Agers were a very large family in Thomas's time. Slowly the family number decreased and finally vanished some years ago. William was the last, poor wretched soul. He drove himself to an early grave, you know. He was in a terrible state. The family line was drawing to a close, and he feared there would be nobody to carry the family name. I always sensed that he carried with him masses subdued. I can only wish I shared his talent in that department. I must say, it is wonderful to meet someone of your generation who is interested in our history. What makes you so different?
It comes naturally. I've always been interested in history.
Motivation is always a good thing, no matter what the cause. The devil makes work for idle hands, you know.
How long have you been vicar of this church?
A very short time. I moved back to this area 30 years ago. I'm still new to the parish.
30 years? I'm 30 years old. Why do people still see you as an outsider?
There are families around Northfield with ancestry dating back to the Doomsday Book. I am a very new arrival, you see.
Who is the statue of the sleeping man?
I have no idea. There are those who know these things, find them interesting, but I am not one of them. That statue takes up valuable church space and is a distraction to the congregation. It is a trial to keep their attention at the best of times.
It gives off a strange atmosphere, almost as if that corner of the church was special in some way.
Special? I have not noticed anything special.
Do you play the violin?
No, not for an awfully long time. There just are not enough hours in the day. The Lord, in all his generosity, provides ample time. Intrigue. They say the building is built upon an Anglo-Saxon sanctuary of reflection, whatever that means. If you are interested in such things, which you obviously are, you should speak with old Russet. You can find him in the churchyard.
Can I ask some other questions? Can I ask about the churchyard?
I'll help you if I can.
Do you mind the crows? They seem to own the church.
All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small. I cannot dislike the crows, dear boy. They are all God's creatures. Do the crows frighten you?
I can understand why people are superstitious about them.
The old faith in these parts believed that the crows were spies and messengers of the Dark Lords and Earth Gods. Silly, superstitious nonsense. Although I must admit that they do seem to watch our progress through life with envious eyes.
Yes, I would say that. Envious eyes indeed. Churchyard is kept very well for such an isolated spot.
The churchyard is kept very well for such an isolated spot.
Oh yes, Mr. Russet keeps the place looking spick and span when he's not hiding from the crows. He hates the feathered fiends. They terrify him, in fact.
Why is the church so isolated?
The Black Death, my boy, the Black Death. There was once a thriving community based around the church tower. When the disease struck the village, it came with no warning. Whole generations were lost overnight. Terrible, terrible tragedy. No evidence of the old village remains, as many of the buildings are now hidden by the encroaching woodland beyond the church wall.
Can I ask some other questions?
I think we've asked them all we can at this point.
I'll have a look around, if you don't mind.
Feel free to wander God's house.
There's nothing more for us in the church here. Side note, spoiler, I guess. So the vicar's name is Evelyn.
That's not right.
So the
That's not
Thursday
right.
seating that he gave us is for him. The burial. So we were just talking to the ghost apparently. As we'll know when we get back to Nanny Noah, and she suddenly looks shocked. You'll see later. Nothing wrong with that.
That's not
Can't
right.
take a picture. But look at that when you do it with the MP3 recorder. How cool does that look? Looks like an angel going through the light. But other than that, we don't get anything on the recorder, I don't think. We'll give it another minute and see if we get any. I'm pretty certain we get nothing. Yeah, no. It did all.
That's not right.
I don't know what this. Oh! Shoot. You see the face up here? Holy crow. Anything else? Is his hands still so cold? You know we saw a face here. That's how we got. How about MP3? Rather. Got the load as upload.
I think I've collected enough information from here. Time to return to town. The flowers are dry, old, and brittle.
Evelyn Ackland. That's the memorial services are for. But he's the vicar.
I think I've collected enough information from here. Time to return to town. I think I've collected.
Yeah. And return. Oh. Ooh, the crows are still watching.
Large black crows are watching me.
Yeah. Watching me, baby. There we go.
Large black crows are watching me.
They're watching us. Leave.
I think I've collected enough information from here.
I know. You said
Time to return to town.
yes. I think it is. Like someone in the brush. Day 2. Research is definitely the key. My visit to Northfield Church answered many questions, but posed many more. There's a link between the Ager family and the Crown. What were they hiding? What were those secrets? The museum is bound to provide some clues. It's time for some research. Then pop in or a tea at Nanny Noah's. It's turning into quite the afternoon as I discover the identity of those who may haunt Saxon and me. Who is Thomas Ager referring to in his journal? Did he harm him in some way? Good to learn more about Northfield and the Agers and the old family. Who is depicted as a statue in Northfield Church? Who owned Harbor Cottage before the Mangles? Well, we know that, Melina. But why would they haunt the place? We don't know yet. Who was the Spivey the smuggler? Does he haunt the Saxon caverns, and why? Up by Nanny Noah's for tea. I need to give her the funeral plans anyway for Thursday. You know, I played this game many times. I'm only just now learning some of the reasons why some of things happen in this game. We already recorded that. Here. What was that sound?
Has a train just left? Or is it about to arrive?
Dragonfly, the frog, and me. We're heading to back to town. says the dog soft like water. And the dragonflies can't summon flies. Now we gotta go into the cavern.
Nothing ventured.
Nothing gained. And townsfolk seem to know another way around this part, where they don't have to go through this cave to be able to exit to the other side. I'd like to know how to do so. Yet to learn that. Dr. Black's still working on his patent, and no changes to it. Never a change. I don't think there's anything new to say to her, but let's stop her.
Hello again.
What can I get you?
Harbour Cottage is a spooky place.
Spooky? Whatever do you mean?
Haunted, perhaps? I've heard and seen strange things.
Noises? It's probably just the harbour. Don't let it worry you.
Oh, I'm not worried. It's rather exciting, actually.
Okay, so he says all the same things we've already heard.
I'll catch you later.
Perhaps.
All those other questions have been playthrough in the last playthrough and the one before that. Click on the description box to get the link to those previous playthroughs. Nothing for us to do at Harbour Cottage. I just wanted to check to see if Lucy Rubens would be around if she's not. Or somebody else to chat with. This dude out here still metal detecting. Now the one way we'll know if the museum is open is because Nanny Noah and the dog George are away from here. They're no longer on the front porch. That's how you know this place is now open for business. As soon as you walk in, you're greeted to system setup. So we grab Saxon magazine. Because you're all well, nothing we really need to see. Be honest. We can't get any. And talk to Professor
Good afternoon. May I explore the museum?
Of course. That's why it's here.
Thanks. I'm Nigel, by the way. Nigel Danvers.
How interesting. I'm Oogle, Professor Oogle, the curator of this museum.
Professor Oogle.
Is there an entrance fee?
Normally, yes. But the museum is free during public holidays.
Should I be looking out for anything in particular?
Many of our exhibits are unusual or rare. What were you looking for in particular?
What can you tell me about the lost Anglo-Saxon crown?
Is it lost? Something that has yet to be found is not necessarily lost.
I'm not sure I understand.
If something has remained hidden through centuries of upheaval and mischief, do you really think you have the right to disturb its slumber?
Does the name Aeger mean anything to you?
The Aegers lived for many centuries out by Northfield. The family home still stands on Raven Lane.
Where can I learn more about them?
Here, of course. There are some exhibits with Aeger connections. The murder and the mystery man may well be of interest.
Could I borrow an exhibit for a séance or similar experiment?
The answer is no. Be warned, our security cameras are everywhere. We see all.
May I ask you about something else?
Yes, but do make your mind up.
Should I be looking out for anything in particular?
Many of our exhibits are unusual or rare. What were you looking for in particular?
May I ask you about something else?
Yes, but do make your mind up.
Would it be possible to return here tonight to ghost hunt?
Certainly not. Some of our exhibits are priceless. We can't have students running around looking for ghouls and goblins.
Is the museum haunted?
Saxon has many old buildings, young man, which have played host to many characters. I believe some may be reluctant to leave the homes they once knew.
Thank you for your time.
It is my job to help. Information is free, but feel free to donate to our fund.
There's more to learn from the museum, I'm sure of it. I don't think I'll be returning to work anytime.
Many archaeologists believe there is treasure hidden out there in the fens.
I was talking the whole time and the thing was muted. So let me start over again. This, maybe I'm smart enough to edit this out. I don't know. But this is an actual website, www.saxtonmuseum.co.uk. A little bit more. All right. So this is an actual website, the saxtonmuseum.co.uk. www.saxtonmuseum.co.uk is an actual site that Darkling Room and Jonathan both split up. It's an interesting one. You should definitely check it out. Some interesting facts about Saxton Museum. The museum was converted in the 1950s to the feast of displays and exhibits you see today. Don't miss the Saxton Monster, a magnificent fossil discovered along the Saxon coastline. Learn more about the Anglo-Saxon kings who ruled this area over 1,000 years ago. Indulge your passion for your local flora and fauna by visiting the Saxton's Museum Library. New Haddon Industries have donated several interactive touchscreen panels. Feel free to learn more about the town by poking and prodding these new additions. Don't forget, Saxton's Museum is free during the public holidays. A small charge is made at other times. Please visit the official website for further details. Exciting news regarding the future exhibitions. Learning can be fun. Now what's crazy is this town, well, see, when we first got our own Haddon gadgets, was shipped to 1978. But our ID is new. Well, relatively new. And we know that the girl who we had to return her wallet, what was her name? Lucy Rubens. I'm about to call her Nancy Drew. Her ID was 2007. But in other areas of this town, none of them look really modern. But other areas, you have the ancient blacksmith shop that Mr. Tawny runs, which looks like it's from late 1800s, early 1900s. And then you got the old time thing. But in other areas look a little bit more modern, but not too much. So it makes you wonder. Nobody wants to tell us what year we are in. What year are we in? Is this a town that just fluctuates? All different eras combined in some way? Some people not actually here, but more ghosts than anything. Makes you warning. It does makes you curious, doesn't it? There's nothing we can see there right now. Maybe later tonight, if we can get in here tonight. The Three Kings of Saxon. Well, my friends, history tells us 3 Anglo-Saxon men ruled the area we now know as Saxon. From the 5th century, they were Alt Wolf and his 2 sons, Gan Wolf and Pendria. Aldwulf made the briny seaside his kingdom, with Pendriad based in Ulco. Little is known about Ganwulf, although the kingdom is believed to be located in the farmlands north of Saxon, now known simply as Northfield. Arriving in wooden boats after the departure of the Romans, these men were highly skilled in craft and management and animal husbandry. Animal husbandry? They were husbands to the animals? What? Did I read that wrong? Probably. The existing tribes of Anglia required strong, knowledgeable, and supportive rulers. So the established way of the northeast Europeans proved invaluable. Centuries after his death, the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle remembers Aldwulf as a mannered and intelligent man whose sons carried on his good work for many decades. Their influence and the way of life still echoes throughout modern Anglia and beyond. We can't take a picture of that right now. We will later on this evening, or we will try if we can get in here. It would be nice if we knew anything about this guy. We have no idea what he is, but he's got a pair of hedge clippers. Oh, maybe he was Mr. Molina? I don't know. Northfield, 1602. This is some of what Northfield looked like with Northfield Church right there. This is, I guess, a gateway to walk through. It kind of looks like if it had yeah, it looks, we'll leave it at that. It's a gate. We'll just
The museum is based in Saxon's old town hall, built around 1890. No photography, filming, or tampering in the museum.
the Ager House.
Raven Lane, Northfield.
Ager House, Northfield. The leafy lane of Northfield, the Ager Farm, distinct reminder of times gone by. Standing proud alongside Carrion Wood, the house and surrounding farmland predate the Black Death. Sadly, the farm is now only a few buildings left to show where the village of Northfield had its center. The house itself is currently occupied, but admission was refused by the current owner, Northfield Church. Northfield Church stands overlooking the great fenland of the north of Saxon, away from the briny water. The forests and ferns been allowed to flourish. The church itself is an architectural oddity, with pagan roots and a commanding Norman tower. The inside also offers a few wonders for the wandering enthusiast. The effigy of Nicholas Gurney dominates the chapel. Visiting the church, no easy task. Has it? Well, we visited that church. We'll be visiting there again later tonight. We also visited Acre House, thanks to a couple that lived there. Lives there. That's the evil Sith that we saw in our dreams. Like a hat. Looks like the hat the Aegers wear in our dreams. Sith was located there. The hat was located there. This was located there. Northfield skeleton, 1927, saw horror when come to Saxon when a partly decomposed body was discovered in Carrion Wood near the village of Northfield. Police detectives at the time presumed the man had died of exposure while sleeping rough in the woods and scrubs. But further scientific examination revealed that the man had been brutally murdered. He had received several lethal slashes to the head with a rusting blade. Several items were discovered scattered around the area. The weapon, a rusting scythe, was found 3 days after the body near the Ravens Lane and Ager house. William Ager, resident, was questioned by the police but released without charge. A dirty miller's hat was discovered on the boundary of the woods sometime after the murder. It is unknown whether this item has any connection with the crime. Did it belong to the mystery victim? It belonged to murderer. A guidebook, Clark's Guide to Antiquities of Anglia, was found near the Woodland Path, Lane Northfield Church. The body was not discovered for another 3 years. The book contains entries covering Ager House and Northfield Church. Was the mystery man a tourist exploring the country's monuments and old houses? Could be. Who is the mystery man? Years of intense investigation by the Anglian police force found no substantial clues as to the identity of the murderous man and why he was killed. The body, now in skeletal form,
I'll make
is
a note.
Will you shut up, Nigel? Now it's time for me to speak. The body, now in skeletal form, is on show in the Saxon Museum, along with the few items connected to the case. Locals are still hopeful that the identity of the poor soul will be revealed. So his body may be laid to rest. In more recent times, facial reconstruction science has enabled the suggestion of appearance of the man based upon his bone structure, genetics, and the forensic discovered at the crime scene. I need your help. Can you assist the Anglian police force in identifying the man? Many decades has passed since the event, but perhaps there's a man's family or ancestors still wonder about his disappearance. Do you have any information to offer? If so, call the crime line on 015-3055-5634.
Be sure to check the upper gallery to view some of our artistic masterpieces.
We got some reading to do here. Ready? Hidden treasures of Anglo-Saxon. Each year, hundreds of would-be treasure hunters, that is, flock to the seaside town of Saxon, all to look for the legendary Anglo-Saxon treasure rumored to litter the countryside around the town. Some believe that a third undiscovered Saxon crown may remain hidden in the watery fenlands, deep woods, endless caverns, or sandy beaches. It is known that 3 Anglo-Saxon warriors ruled this area of England from the 5th century to an unknown date, long after their demise. The most precious item of the kingdoms were buried around the country to protect the kingdom from dragons, evil spirits, and ever-invading Viking hordes. Pendraed's kingdom is believed to have fallen into the sea following an earthquake in the medieval period. Aldwulf's riches were reduced to molten metal after the Norman invasion of 1066. The same was thought of Ganwulf's riches until the discovery in the 19th century of Ganwulf's sacks and a battle helmet, the former in the water, the Great Fen. The latter was exposed by spring tide. The survival of these items suggests that many of Ganwulf's treasures, including the legendary crown, may remain undiscovered in the lands around Saxon. Like his father and brother, Ganwulf treasures will have been buried, but survived discovery by bandits in the church or destruction by the sea. The tantalizing thought of finding the crown has proven to be too much for some. The town and surrounding countryside find itself infested with treasure hunters each spring. It is interesting to note that the people local to Anglia have never gone looking for the hidden treasures, even in times of great need and poverty. Old superstition believes that a great catastrophe will befall the town of Saxon if Ganwulf's crown is removed from the resting place. With 2 of the Saxon crowns destroyed, it may be vitally important that Ganwulf's spirit continues to watch over the town and protect its people from disease, corruption, or something much more sinister. The old ways of Anglia saw dragons, warlocks, beasts terrorizing humble farmers and fisher folk. Would these creatures return if the crown were stolen from Saxon? A map. Need that in the future. Glasses. Shattered glasses of Emily's eyeglasses were found washed upon the Saxon shore 2 days after her disappearance. No sight nor sound has ever been reported of Emily, although her father searched the countryside for many years. What did happen to Emily? Was she abducted? Did she wander into the Saxon caverns and lose her way? Did she fall from the cliff to the top of the old boat shore? Emily's departure may always be a mystery. Nope. What happened was she was taken into the cavern by one of and her brother wanted her to be quiet. Because there were people or pirates or someone passing by, and so he covered her mouth and nose and made sure she would be quiet forever. Put a pasque flower on her hand and let her die, left her dead in the cavern. We'll prove it later, or we'll attempt to. We will definitely attempt to prove it later. The Saxon Caverns, the natural warren of caves and tunnels, has existed since prehistoric times and has attracted geologists, archaeologists, and paranormal enthusiasts. Some say it is near impossible to measure the exact length of the caves, as they appear to change with each visit. A polite warning to the curious, the local police encourage visitors to visit the first few meters of the cave, but not to venture any further. It is all too easy to become disoriented in the dark, damp, and deep caverns. Enjoy the caves, but do not put your life or loved ones at risk. Here.
The new video panels can be found in the butterfly room.
Custom superstition. The fisher folk, townspeople, and visitors have reported hearing a woman's voice emanate. Excuse me. Oh, choking. I don't know where that cough came from. Sorry about that, folks. Let's start over again. Customs and superstitions. The fisher folk, townspeople, and visitors have reported hearing a woman's voice emanating from the cave entrance on dark afternoons. Some say it sounds like a sad song, whereas others hear wailing or cries for help. See below for possible explanations. Do they not venture in to get help? What is wrong with them people? Emily Travers. The 1940s saw a tragedy. She was a pretty young thing. In the Saxon caverns, Emily Travers, daughter of the local doctor, is thought to have perished in or near the caves after being overcome by the strong Anglian tides. Although her body has never been discovered, her spectacles were discovered washed up on the beach some days after her disappearance. Emily was a regular sight to all the local people, who described the young lady as warm, generous, and loved by all. Some believe it is Emily's voice which has been heard calling from the Saxon caverns, nicknamed the Siren's Cave, or singing on the spring breeze. Local fisherfolk refuse to leave the harbor if the sound of Emily's voice is heard. They believe she is attempting to warn them of impending doom on the North Sea. Fisherfolk the world over are highly superstitious people, as they should be. Even today, Emily's presence is felt around the town. A keen botanist, Emily was often to be found exploring the woodlands and cliffs tops around the town, looking for rare plants and flowers. Some say it was her inquisitive nature which led to her untimely death. Of further note, Emily's beloved squire, a terrier, is often seen around the town. The lovable animal was said to search the town for his kindly owner. He died exactly 1 year after Emily's death. Life and Times of Saxon's Buildings. I'm not going to read all that. I apologize. If you want me to read it, let me know and I'll read it in another video. I will read this part though. A death at Harbour Cottage. Arriving in Saxon just after the war, Edward de Molina made a definite lasting impression on the small town. Over the years, the Anglian coast has seen much in the way of trade, tourism, and visitors, but Molina's sharp suits and flamboyant air were very exotic to the simple people of the area. Sadly, Eduardo committed suicide only a few years after his arrival. By the time he had acquired properties such as the Watch House, Harbour Cottage, and Dickens House. In fact, his body was found in Harbour Cottage, dangling between the trapdoor and the lower levels. It is not known why Eduardo had chosen to hang himself in such a fashion, but local gossip hinted that he had experienced a great disappointment a few days before his death. It is believed that he had been searching for something connected with his family or business. Those are the pictures of the cottage. Ooh.
What haunting eyes. They follow you around.
They certainly do. Nothing really found in the books here. Nothing to see there.
The museum is open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. except on public holidays.
The Saxon monster. The fossil you see before you is not that of a monster, but a North Sea trilobite. It was discovered in 1900 by workmen converting Saxon's Martello Tower to a lighthouse. To the southeast of the town, with no knowledge of prehistoric period, the workmen believed they had unearthed the corpse of a frightful creature from the country's mythology. Spivey Scope. The Spivey Scope. In 1892, Walter Spivey, famed sea captain, found himself lost in the thick North Sea fog and heading for the rocks near the Martello Tower. Using this trusty telescope, Spivey was able to spot the church tower at Oakham, peeping out from over the gray spectral mists. Realizing the ship's proximity to the rocks, Spivey was able to avert disaster and swore that his telescope would bring him good luck to all he had. The good fortunes employ its uses. I think I misread part of that, but you get the gist. Saxon warrior. The battle helmet was discovered along the southeast coastline of after the coastal erosion destroyed a large stretch of the crumbling natural sea defense. The helmet is thought to belong to Ganwulf, son of Aldwulf, and brother to the Pendriat. Ganwulf is believed to have ruled the area now known as Saxon, although his crown and dynasty are unknown to modern history. Replica. Cool looking hat, dude. Let's watch a video, shall we? Alright, I think we've seen everything there now. Now, I'm not one that likes butterflies. I mean, I like looking at them pretty outside. And I don't mind holding one, but or letting it fly into my hands and let it go. But I am not one that thinks putting them in display in a display case is a good idea. How about any of you and why? Ugh, it just seems gross. Okay, there's the camera set up there. Ooh.
Do browse the library.
Laser
Books about
tripwire.
Saxon and beyond.
I think we've seen enough there.
The museum will be closing in 10 minutes. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
That's how we know we've seen all the museum exhibits that we can see here during the daytime.
You can marvel at our fine collection of butterflies.
That dog barking, as George. That's time. Let us know it's time for us to go in here. This is where she lives, in a house called the Ark. Nanny, Noah, and the Ark. Noah, Ark. She said she lived here always, as it always has been. Her and Mr. Tawny. Did they be hinting at, you know, that time?
Ah, here you are.
See, that looks like Nanny Noah, and that looks like Bob Tawny. They dug something up. Maybe had to bury somebody. Maybe this somebody, Cole. Cole Tawny was buried. We saw that when we first started the game.
An insect? Maybe a dragonfly?
Dragonfly.
Hello, George.
Well, sit down, boy. I'll put the kettle on.
5 Ness, West Bangle 3, 19 miles, 1027, rising slowly. Bridlington, east northeast 1, 11 miles, 1027, rising slowly. Sangatte light vessels mounted, northeast 5, 11 miles, 1027, rising slowly. British light vessels mounted.
I've had quite a day.
I can see. You must tell me about it. But first you must have some questions or something to show me.
Can I ask you about Northfield Church?
Can I ask about Northfield Church?
Of course, I'll help if I can.
I believe Northfield Church is haunted.
Oh, without doubt. Who do you think it is?
I'm not sure, but all clues are pointing towards the Agers.
The Agers? Oh, Nigel. You're going to have to take care.
Why? Is there something I should know?
Brothers, 4 of them, all connected to the local churches.
Yes. Thomas Ager was a rector at Northfield.
Ha! Dark-hearted heathen that he was. Nasty man.
I have to apologize. There was some crackling and an issue with the microphone, so I'm going to replay that part one more time here so
I
you hear it all.
believe Northfield Church is haunted.
Oh, without doubt. Who do you think it is?
I'm not sure, but all clues are pointing towards the Agers.
The Agers? Oh, Nigel. You're going to have to take care.
Why? Is there something I should know?
Brothers, 4 of them, all connected to the local churches.
Yes. Thomas Ager was a rector at Northfield.
Ha! Dark-hearted heathen that he was. Nasty man.
I'm revisiting the church later tonight.
How? It's a jolly long way and there's no night bus.
The train tracks lead to Carrion Wood from Sedgemarsh Station.
In that case, you must take this charm.
I felt there was someone or something watching me from the railway sidings.
I know, Nigel. Be careful tonight.
I met Mr. Russet, the gravedigger.
Wesley Russet is as old as these fens.
He talked about the old ways.
Did he now? We'll have to talk about that, you and I.
Have I done something wrong?
No, not at all. You're just not ready for such things.
What kind of things?
May I ask about something else?
Of course, I'll help if I can.
You were right about the antique shop.
Oh, Nigel, I told you not to visit. Curiosity killed the cat, you know.
Speaking of cats, there seem to be a few missing.
Yes, vanished without trace, dratted creatures.
Not a feline fan, eh?
Oh, not at all. George loathes the things.
Poor George.
The museum presented many mysteries.
It hides more mystery than it exhibits. Dig deep, my boy. The answers are there to find.
As well as more questions, I expect. Can you take a look at this item?
Of course, I'll help if I can.
So.
A digital photograph.
You are getting amazing results. Digitalis, the foxglove, deadly poisonous. The humble dandelion,
Humble, huh?
a moon daisy, pretty things. Bracken or fern, you've been to the woods. Ah, a favourite of mine.
An ivy leaf.
Takes the
Not
ivy.
all is as it seems.
The hillside of Carrion Wood near Northfield.
Not too sure about that one. I'll have to look it up. You've been to the woods. This book will provide some answers to your questions.
Not really.
I can hear words. They are distant and strange. Is that a face or maybe my imagination?
Definitely a thing.
can hear words.
The announcement of a memorial service. The phone number for the local crime line. The museum guide.
Oh, I wish I could help.
The museum guide.
Oh, yes, indeed. The museum should satisfy your curiosity.
No, it hasn't.
Not all is as it seems.
I have this from Northville Church.
Oh, goodness. Funeral service? So soon?
The vicar told me to bring it to you.
Vicar at Northfield? That was quick. Oh, thank you, Nigel. Yes, thank you. I shall get trimming and strimming later tonight. Or evening. Oh, now. That's enough chatter for now. Give me your hand.
Why? What do you want to do?
Read your palm, of course. Come. Firstly, Nigel, we shall look at your lifeline. It's this crease here, which runs from the side to the base of your hand. You have the best kind of lifeline, which is strong and clearly marked. This indicates good health and vitality. Secondly, above the lifeline is the second most important marking in palmistry. The headline here is separate from your lifeline, indicating a logical and direct way of thinking. The depth of this line also indicates you have a good memory, which is always a good thing. Next, your heart line, which is here from the centre finger to the left of your palm. Yours begins at the middle finger, which indicates you have a materialistic look upon life and love. These small broken lines indicate you have been unlucky in love. Lastly, your hand is square in shape, very square in fact. This suggests you're a hard-working, dedicated and earthy individual. This is a good sign. It means you have good values and provide much for those you know and work with. Is this your first palm reading?
Yes, actually. I didn't realise the palm could be so revealing.
Was it accurate?
Ah, that would be telling. For now, I can tell you it was spookily accurate. They used to burn people for these kind of skills, you know.
I know, superstitious fools. Even isolated villages like Saxon were ransacked by witch hunters, angry torch-bearing thugs, and the paranoid religious zealots of the abbey. I believe the innocent people, burned to lives, still haunt this town. They are seeking justice for their deaths. A terrible business.
This seems like a safe enough place for my evidence. I have added any new evidence to the collection.
This here is a perfect place for us to save. We will continue. We'll continue this. So yes, we will continue this at another time. To be prepared for the next part, which won't take too long before that part is up. We'll continue from here as we go searching through the night. We'll then take a nap, see what shows up in our dreams, and then go back to the church at nighttime and see what we have in our ghost vigil. And we'll try to get into the museum maybe if we survive. So stop by, hang out with us. Please like, subscribe. We'll be doing a lot of games that nobody's ever heard of before, or very few people have. And I think you'll find that there may be quite a few that you might like and want to play yourselves. So definitely check those out. We'll be posting more of my poetry and short stories up on the YouTube channel. And if you subscribe, you'll be able to see those when those are uploaded, along with a lot of old time radio dramas, which are a lot of fun. Mysteries, horror, romance, just general comedy, just general fun. Check them out. I'd highly recommend it. Play them in the background while you're just sitting back, relaxing, and use your mind to envision what it would be like. Take care, everybody. Good night, good health, good fortunes, and God bless.